Let's do these college football Final Four games, shall we? Let's start it off with the Rose Bowl. Number one, Michigan v. number four, Bama. They've played 5 times since 1988. The Tide have won 3 of those. Michigan here giving just a point and a half to wild card Bama, and that's what they kind of are to me. Over under on this one is 45. I say the Wolverines whip them pretty good here. And I feel like even the bookmakers overestimated all the way through the SEC title game Georgia, and that impacted the way everybody felt and reacted to Bama beating them in the title game after barely surviving Auburn. I think Michigan's for real. Like I say, 13-point win for them. Hench, how say you?
Right there in the garage with you, Sheck.
Yep.
This number's way too low. I mean, you have to remember Alabama lost 1.9 games this year. I mean, that Auburn game was ridiculous. And Michigan, things are just breaking so well for Michigan. It's like, first of all, your team is excellent. You're favored in every game, even though this number's too low. But you have a weird persecution complex. Hey, man, they're out to get us. Yeah, for breaking rules. It's like they're like the January Sixers. Like, oh, now you can't bear spray cops. Oh, now you can't break the rules. Like, it's bizarre how they've managed to, like, we're the victims here. But I think it's the perfect cocktail to beat up on this not that good Alabama team 30-20.
Spaghetti.
I have the Wolverines winning 33-20 over here. That spread to me is insane. Bad job by Vegas, by everyone thinking that it's the Nick Saban effect, and that's why that number's dropping. I just don't understand it. This is not a strong Nick Saban team. They will rebound. Alabama will be back, but not this year. I mean, Michigan just simply the better team in every facet. They're going to win the game on the ground with Blake Corum. They're going to win the game because they're better in the trenches. This is not a strong, full of NFL talent Alabama roster right now, and we're kind of sleeping on J.J. McCarthy, who will make plays when he has to, but like they haven't really needed to. And yet Michigan's strength, their schedule is way tougher than anything Alabama had to do, and they passed all their tests while Alabama didn't. And like Hench brought up, it was a 4th and 31 Hail Mary they got out of that game. They still escaped the game versus an untested Georgia team, and they lost to Texas. And then plus all the other games they struggled in, they don't belong in the same field here. It's going to be a blowout.
Listen to how much Eddie Spaghetti resents Bama for taking his OC and his QB out of South Bend. You're doing all right there, fella.
He's
Don't
back
worry.
now in Notre Dame playing lacrosse, so we ended up winning in the long run.
Oh, is that right? Well,
Yeah.
Congratulations, I guess. Anywho, Brady Lemieux likes Michigan to win by more than a dozen here. The other game, number 2, Washington v. number 3, Texas in the Sugar Bowl. No, not them. There you go. 5 meetings over the years. Huskies have won 3 of those, including that fun Alamo Bowl just a year ago. This one's got the Longhorns giving undefeated Washington 4 points. I don't get it. I think Washington's going to win this one 31-30 in a classic. By the way, total is 63.5. Hench, I'll say you.
Well, like the rest of the world, I was wrong on Washington versus Oregon, and it seems like you're a believer. I'm even with that very impressive victory. I'm not a believer. I say hook 'em horns 33-24.
Spaghetti.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going Texas in this one, 35-30, so I like the over. I think it'll be a tight one. It'll be a fun one, more interesting of a watch than the Michigan Alabama game here. Obviously Penix, the veteran, 23 years old, Rome Odunze, who's like Devontae Adams 2.0. They have weapons, but this team is pretty one-dimensional. They have to throw the ball quite a bit to win. Texas more balanced. Another thing I like about this game as well, and the Texas defense only gave up more than 30 points once, and that was in the loss to Oklahoma, whereas Washington has done that quite a bit this year. So I do think this is Texas game to win. I think 20-year-old Quinn Ewers is about to really break on the scene and be the household name. We have to don't forget that he was the number 1 overall quarterback, went to Ohio State. We kind of forgot about that. Arch Manning somehow is like taking over the popularity contest in Texas, but he's going to be a great quarterback in the future. I think this is the Quinn Ewers CFP where he really comes alive, and I really do have Texas win the national title. I think Quinn Ewers is going to be the guy.
You remember what Vince Young did to USC in the season before that, what he did to Michigan in the Rose Bowl? He was like an alien that the foes had never seen before. I don't want to overstate it, but I think that's what Odunze is. He is the best receiver in college football. Texas hasn't had to handle anyone that good at that position. I think for 60 minutes, that's going to be enough, a major factor for the Huskies winning that one. Brady Lemieux likes Texas past 4. How about that? All right. Enjoy the Final Four.